Now, I'm Pratibha. The channel that blew the lid off the Pune Persha double murder case is keeping you ahead on every lead and every investigative angle. After exposing the pizza burger mindset on Candid Cam, we are getting you the most detailed testimony of the most crucial eyewitness in the case. His name is Aqib Ramzan Mullah. He is the common friend of Ashwin and Anish, the 24-year-olds who were killed by the VVIP killer Brat on May 19th on the streets of Pune. Aqib was with the victims Anish and Ashwini that night. His complaint led to an FIR in the case, and Aqib reveals that there he saw 3 people in the killer Brat's vehicle that night. The question is, where is the third person? First, listen in to this exclusive conversation with Times Now's Abhishek Awasthi.
Hello, Mr. Aqib.
जी बोलिए।
Aqib, hi. This is Abhishek Awasthi from Times Now News Channel.
जी बोलिए।
कुछ बात करनी थी आपके साथ में। बेसिकली आपने कंप्लेंट की थी रिगार्डिंग ये जो पूरा मैटर हुआ है, और आपने खुद उस समय आप आई विटनेस थे वहाँ पर जो भी हादसा हुआ। मुझसे थोड़ा अगर आप जानकारी दे पाएंगे कि क्या हुआ था उस दिन और किस तरीके से मुझे जहाँ तक पता चला आप लोगों ने ड्राइवर समेत और 2 लोगों को भी वो गाड़ी से बाहर निकाला था और ये पूरा जो एक्सीडेंट हुआ था, आप अगर बता पाए।
जी, एक्चुअली हम लोग डिनर के लिए गए थे बॉर्डर होटल में, तो वहाँ से जब रिटर्न आ रहे थे तो अश्विनी और जो अनिश है, जो विक्टिम्स है, जो एक्सपायर हो गए हैं, वो एक्चुअली वो आगे चल रहे थे। तो पीछे से जो पोर्च कार है, जो बच्चा चला रहा था, वो बहुत स्पीड से आया और उनको पीछे से हिट किया उसने बहुत जोर से। तो उसी वक्त जो अश्विनी है, जो पीछे बैठी थी लड़की, वो ऑन द स्पॉट, मतलब जब वो हिट गई तो वो हवा में उड़ के नीचे गिरी। वो सर पे गिरने की वजह से ऑन द स्पॉट वो डेथ हो गई। और जो अनिश है, जो लड़का है, वो आगे जाके फिर एक कार से टकरा गया और उसको सर पे लगने की वजह से वो वहाँ पे वो डेड हो गया। तो फिर हम लोग जब पीछे से आ रहे थे तब हमको पता नहीं था कि मतलब इन लोग का एक्सीडेंट हो गया है, क्योंकि वो हमारे से थोड़ा आगे चल रहे थे, तो हमको पता नहीं था। जब हमको थोड़ा आवाज़ वगैरह है जब एक्सीडेंट का वगैरह, तो हम लोग जब वहाँ पे जाके पहुंचे एक्सीडेंट प्लेस पे, तो हमने देखा कि ये दोनों है। मतलब हमको पता नहीं था कि ये दोनों है, हमको लगा कि वो आगे चले गए होंगे आराम से।
अच्छा।
तो हम लोग जी हम लोग बातें करते हुए आ रहे थे, हम लोग हमारे बाइक पे। तो जब हमको लगा कि रोड साइड बहुत क्राउड जमा हुआ है, तो वहाँ पे चेक कर रहे थे। तो जब हम जाके देखे तो फिर हमको पता चला कि ये तो हमारे दोस्त हैं।
अच्छा।
तो फिर हम लोगों ने तुरंत उनको हॉस्पिटल वगैरह लेके गया। एक्चुअली जिस बंदे ने जो कार से उड़ाया था, उसके एयरबैग्स वगैरह खुलने की वजह से वो भाग नहीं पाया। तो वहाँ के जो लोग जो प्रेजेंट थे, तो उन लोगों ने उनको पकड़ के उन लोग को फिर मार के फिर पुलिस के हवाले किया। तो फिर उसके बाद हम लोगों ने फिर अनिश और अश्विनी को हॉस्पिटल लेके जाके फिर जो भी फॉर्मेलिटीज वगैरह थी वो हमने कंप्लीट
कर रहे थे। उनको उनके साथ और भी लोग थे क्या गाड़ी में?
हाँ, गाड़ी में 3 लोग थे।
अच्छा, आपने देखा उनको?
जी, हम लोगों ने ही पुलिस कस्टडी में दे दिया वहाँ पे पकड़ के।
अच्छा। और आप अश्विनी के और इनके कॉमन दोस्त है ना?
हाँ, मैं अनिश और अश्विनी का कॉमन दोस्त हूँ।
और जिस तरीके से मतलब कब से पूना में रह रहे थे ये लोग और आप लोगों की दोस्ती थी, अगर मैं जानना चाहूँ तो?
एक्चुअली मैं और अनिश क्लासमेट्स हैं। हम लोगों ने डी वाई पाटिल लोगों से इंजीनियरिंग कंप्लीट की है।
अच्छा।
तो मैं अनिश, हम लोग क्लासमेट थे। और अनिश और जो अश्विनी, वो एक ऑफिस में काम करते, तो एक कलीग थे, तो वहाँ पे उन लोग का अच्छा बॉन्ड था। वो एक दूसरे फ्रेंड थे। तो उनके अनिश के थ्रू मैंने अश्विनी से मिला था। तो फिर हम लोग ऐसे डेली पर्पस पे, मतलब हमको अगर ओकेजनली हम मिलते थे, फिर कहीं जाना वगैरह होता हम साथ में जाते, तो फिर ऐसे ही हम लोग की दोस्ती हो गई थी।
और आप एज अ फ्रेंड सब लोग साथ में मिलके पूना में रहते थे और एक दूसरे के साथ हेल्प करते थे, और कहीं ना कहीं जो आपके स्टेटमेंट में भी है कि उस दिन एक पार्टी करके आप लोग निकले थे और इतना अनफॉर्चुनेट इंसिडेंट होगा सोचा नहीं था। आप इतने क्लोज है, मतलब मैं समझ सकता हूँ किस तरीके की एक जो दुर्घटना हुई है उसके बाद आप लोगों का ये एकदम ही डिस्टर्ब हो गए होंगे। लेकिन ये भी बहुत सारी चीजें आ रही है कि नॉन कोऑपरेशन रहा क्या पुलिस का आप लोगों के साथ?
नॉन कोऑपरेशन, जब हम लोग वहाँ पे जब रजिस्ट्रेशन वगैरह करवा रहे थे, जब हमारी स्टेटमेंट वगैरह ली जा रही थी, तब ऐसे तो उन्होंने कुछ ऐसे बिहेव तो हमारे साथ नहीं किया कि जो जो यूजुअली कर रहे थे। उन लोगों ने हमको बुलाया, फिर सीपी आए थे, डीएसपी मैम आई थी, उन्होंने हमारे स्टेटमेंट वगैरह लिया, फिर सीपी सर ने मेरे को बुलाया था। तो क्योंकि एफआईआर वगैरह मैंने रजिस्टर करवाई थी, तो उन्होंने फिर पूछताछ की मेरे से कि क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ। फिर हम लोग एक्सीडेंट प्लेस पे जब गए थे तो हमने वहाँ पे भी चेकअप किया। तो ये सब चीजें हो रही थी।
कहीं ना कहीं एक हाई प्रोफाइल फैमिली से बिलोंग करता है वो बच्चा, और 17 ईयर 8 मंथ उसकी एज बताई जा रही है। कहीं ना कहीं 4 महीने बचे हैं एडल्ट होने के लिए। तो ऐसे में आप एक रिलेटिव कहे, फ्रेंड कहे, उसके साथ में ये जो पूरी कार्रवाई हुई, आपको तो पता होगा किस तरीके से जुवेनाइल बोर्ड ने बेल पे छोड़ दिया।
बेल हुई, नाराजगी है वो कम्प्लीटली अनफेयर है। मतलब 4 कंडीशंस दिए गए हैं कि ऐसे कंडीशंस कि आप ऐसे लिखो, पुलिस के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करो, वहाँ पे रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस को देखो, फॉलो करो। ये सब चीजें करके कुछ फायदा नहीं है। वो तो करेगा ही, उसको तो इस चीज से सबक मिलेगा ही।
So you heard the eyewitness who spoke about what happened that night. There was a third person as well in that vehicle. Who is that person? Do the Pune police know about him? Why don't we have any details of that? Questions also being raised on the probe itself. The Pune police was going slow on it until the public outcry. That's what the eyewitness just told us. Now, my colleagues Pranesh and Rakesh are joining us on the broadcast. PK Jain, former Maharashtra ADGP, also on the broadcast with us. And Ashwini Kumar Dubey, Supreme Court advocate. Rakesh, on Times Now, we've been giving out details of how there was not just a cover-up bid at the hospital, at the accident site, you name it. Every step along the way, there have been attempts that have been made. The family members of the VVIP brat trying to manage the entire situation. And this is the mindset that we've been speaking about. Rakesh, in this case, the eyewitness very, very clearly pointing questions at the Pune police, saying they were going slow on the investigation until the public outcry, saying that there was a third person as well, and we don't have any details of who that person is, where that person went, and whether the police have questioned.
Yes, by now it is very clear that the eyewitness claim turns out to be true when we know that the PI in charge of the night duty at the Yegoda police station and the API, both of them were allegedly managed by the family of the accused, because they reached the spot and then they do not inform their senior officials, do not make a wireless and control room, which was the protocol, which is a standard operating procedure. Not just that, they do not take the accused to the medical checkup because they wanted to cover up. So now this is why the such treatment was given to the victim side, to the complainant. That is very much evident now, and only because of that this internal committee is set up by the ACP rank officer who is investigating this case to look out for all the lapses and all the cover-up attempts. But this committee is set up only after the public hue and cry, and after the media blown it up to the next level, and we are raising this question. Only after that Pune Police Commissioner ordered for this inquiry. Otherwise this must have been gone to a different corner and would have been remained there as a silent case. So definitely the sensational claim made by the eyewitness here, the fact which police knew from the day one but they did not act upon.
Absolutely. So is it enough for the police officials to take action against just 2 people in the police station? This is while the details came out of pizzas and burgers being given to the VVIP brat just hours after that accident. Pranesh, is that action on a mere 1 or 2 people from the police station enough?
You know, Pratibha, I can tell you this for sure, that the Pune police at this minute is watching Times Now closely. In fact, he's been watching the channel ever since we've been exposing the cover-up in this case. Look, at 2 p.m. yesterday, we brought out the pizza burger after party inside the police station. The Pune police completely silent on it. The CP, Amitesh Kumar, has not held a news conference, as has been the norm of the CP over the last few days. Why is he silent? Why is he not speaking up? We are also learning that he's been calling reporters for off-cam briefings. Why this off-cam briefing, Mr. Amitesh Kumar? Why are you not holding a press conference and answering questions? How many people were there inside the car? Why is the Pune police finding it so difficult to answer this fundamental question? Were there 2 people, 3 people, 4 people? We don't know. The eyewitness says that he saw 3 people coming out of the car. The Pune police in his news conference held a few days ago said there were 4 or 5. What is the truth? who was driving the car. You see, the nature of the cover-up is so grave that even the CP is finding it difficult to address some of this. Perhaps he was aware. We don't know. It is something for him to answer. But the silence will only worsen it for the Pune police. I can tell you, it was a public sentiment, and we'll also open our call-in lines. And our guests who are joining you, Mr. Jain, he can tell you that the kind of messages we're getting from our viewers, they want the truth to come out. Why is it so difficult for the Pune police chief to come clean on this case?
And, you know, Pranesh, it's very, very clear that if not for CCTV visuals, if not for these details coming out, perhaps the family, while trying to arrange the entire situation, was also of the assumption that within just a few hours of the accident, nobody would know what has happened. That was the cover-up bid that had been put in place. Mr. PK Jain, the kind of details that have now come forth, including the calls that were made to the hospital, calls that were made clearly to the police station, the kind of treatment that was given to the VVIP brat, raises questions on how there have been lapses every step along the way, in every place, every minute after the accident.
Pratibha, thank you very much for inviting me to the show. I would, as a professional, as an ex-police officer, I would make 2-3 statements. One is that had it not been a very adverse order from the Juvenile Justice Board, this case would have probably been buried, because the kind of manipulation that was done in the first few hours of investigation, again in the hospital, would have probably ensured that the case would have been killed right in the beginning. Thanks to the adverse order of the Juvenile Justice Board, that the media got interested, the social media got interested, and everything came to light. The fact is that initially the officers who were in charge in the night duty officer and the API concerned, have already been placed under suspension, and probably their role in scuttling the entire thing may be probed further. They may even be made accused in the case, like the doctors have been made who have tried to tamper and destroy the evidence. As far as the role of the political MLA is concerned, who went and influenced the police as well as the doctor, I think his role will also be probed, and if need be, even he can be made and accused in this case. To my mind, ever since the senior officers stepped into the case and they realized the gravity, because initially the case, as Rakesh has very clearly pointed out, initially no report was made even to the control room. It is only around 8 o'clock when they came to know that such a serious accident has taken place, and the control room has not even been informed, that the senior officers got involved. The investigation has been brought on track again, and now a watertight case is being prepared. As far as your reporter was saying that the CP has to brief the media on how many people were there in the car, pizza burger party, or your expose yesterday about that officer candidly speaking on the camera about the pizza burger, etc. All these things are a matter of inquiry, and I'm sure that the very fact that the officers have been placed under suspension, there is adequate evidence against them, whether of soft peddling giving a soft treatment to the accused in the police station, or taking him to the hospital late, getting his blood sample late, etc. All those things will be looked into. The state government is again very, very strict in this matter. An inquiry team has been established already. They will go through each and every portion, and I can assure you, by my experience of 33, 34 years, that once an investigation and inquiry of this level starts, it is impossible to scuttle it, whoever be involved in this. The highest power in the state cannot probably scuttle this kind of a probe. So rest assured, the things have been put in motion. As far as the details of investigation are concerned, CP is not bound to brief on every little development. Whether there were 3 persons in the car or 4 or 5 is a matter of investigation. The statements are recorded of the accused, of the people. The witness, the informant in the FIR has himself stated that there were 3 persons in the car. Yes. They were handed over to the police. The police is aware of 3 persons. If there was any other person, his identity would be known and his statement would be recorded. Yes. You can't make him an accused, because he was not in the driving seat. The driving seat was the juvenile, who has been made accused, now prosecuted, yes, and he will be prosecuted as an adult. So all those things will happen in due course of time. We should now have patience, because the things are in the right direction. Amitesh Kumar, I know personally, is a very fine officer. He is a very hard taskmaster. So now casting doubts on his integrity or his effectiveness in the case or his instructions in this case,
it's not just about
to
the
my
police
mind, is not proper.
But the police department itself, because based on what we know so far, and that's the reason why we're speaking about it, because the truth is, until these details came out, it looked like the entire case would be buried. And of course, the police officials have also, they themselves have spoken about, the commissioner himself speaking about how the blood samples had been thrown into the dustbin, and they had taken the blood samples of the minor, tested it with that of his father, and that's when they realized something is amiss. So yes, the police officials did try to get into the bottom of this, cover up, blew the lid of it. But there are questions on the way the VVIP brat had been treated immediately after the accident, because there were victims who were on the road, their family members in shambles, and instead of that, the police officials have been accused of treating this VVIP brat really well when he was in the police station. Mr. Ashwini Kumar Dubey, the investigation is on, yes,
I
but
will
in
take
the
only
details
one more
available
minute.
at this
Pratibha,
point.
I'll take one more minute only about the investigation part of it.
Okay.
I have always admitted that the initial stages there was a goof up. There was a goof up in terms of, as I said, sending the accused to the police, to the hospital for blood checkup, for a blood test and medical examination. In terms of soft peddling him in the police station.
Yes.
In terms of applying a lighter section in the FIR, it was 304A. If you ask me to be honest, in this kind of a case, anybody else would have applied section 304, culpable homicide, right in the first place. There was no need to apply 304A and then convert it to 304, because FIR was registered at 8 o'clock. There was a 5-hour gap, in which time, which is good enough for the police to make initial inquiries. So it is not that the officer, that's why he's paying for it. He's now, those two officers have been placed under suspension. As I said, further action will also follow. They may even they may even start to lose their jobs. I mean, it all depends on the police commissioner as to what kind of a view.
What we're saying is there needs to be an investigation on what is the kind of pressure that they allegedly faced. Where did it come from?
Absolutely.
Because in this case as well, in the hospital as well, the blood samples had been changed. The doctor who changed that sample, he was given a call by the head of the forensic department. So, there is a role, a bigger role. Is it there or not? That needs to come into question. Mr. PK Jain, come in here about, the lapses that have taken place as we're talking about the cover-up bid that had been put in place. The eyewitness is saying in as many words, the police were initially trying to go slow on the investigation.
There is prima facie lapses by the Alberta police. Why? This is a clear example how the legal system is abused and misused with the money, power and political influence. You see, every day the new revelation coming. Another revelation, the police is supporting, instead of taking the investigation and to the logical end, the police is supporting to the accused person. Not only this, look, the blood samples were swabbed. The blood samples were not taken in a time-bound manner. There is a complete negligence. Negligence number one, the showroom owner given the car without any, contrary to the guidelines of the Motor Vehicle Act. The negligence by father for allowing a minor to drive a vehicle. The negligence by the bar owner for serving liquor to a minor. Negligence by bar owner for letting them go despite drink driving. No CCTV capture of traffic police that a car flying for 200 kilometer limited level. Negligence by the IO for not putting a rash and negligent driving. 304, 2 people died, but the prosecution did not properly at the first instance appeared and given the evidences to the court saying that look, 2 people have died. It's not education. Naitik gyan de karke aap nahi chhod sakte. But at the first instance, it was the duty of the police, and then subsequently it was the duty of the prosecuting officer, the learned APP, who should have said to the court that look, 2 people have died in a speeding vehicle where the minor was not having under the influence of the liquor and he was not getting license. But they did not do it. Only when the public came on road, then only the police alerted you. So then now they see the non-appreciation of gravity of offense by the judge itself. Then not putting the facts properly by the government lawyer before this is a court. So it's a case where every day new revelation coming now.
Yes.
The doctors have in fact tampered with the blood samples. And you see the pizza burger party, which just now you have revealed, these are showing that how these accused persons, their family members have misused and abused the authority. Not only the name of the MLA, that is also coming. So every day new revelation. And I think
absolutely
the law. Yes, over.
Yeah, stay on with us because I want to go across to Tejshri, who's right outside the hospital where the investigations are going on. Tejshri, throw light on the investigations and what has come to light until now.
Well, you see, if we talk about the what is the latest development as far as in the Sasan hospital is concerned, so let me tell you that the 3-member team that was formed, investigation has started on the behalf of that particular team. Dr. Pallavi Saple, who belongs from JJ Hospital, is the dean of JJ Hospital, arrived over here few hours back, and then she went and met the dean of this particular hospital, and now she has gone to that particular department where the blood samples of the juvenile accused were taken, and then they will be preparing a report. They will be investigating so as to what were the lapses in this entire case, who took the blood samples, who all were involved apart from the 2 doctors who were arrested, was it the entire team involved, how the calls were made, and in fact also who was that particular person whose blood samples were taken, because remember that Pune police commissioner has said that the blood sample was taken and thrown in the dustbin, and then another blood sample was taken. So who was that person whose blood sample was taken? Police is investigating on their own end, but yes, there is a big lapse in the system of the hospital also, so that will be probed by this particular committee, who will be submitting an authentic report on the basis of the investigation and the details that they will be collecting. And the investigation has started from today itself, because they met the dean, they have gone to that particular department. They will be probably also meeting all those employees who belong to that particular blood testing department as well.
Absolutely. And put things in perspective, Times Now has accessed 4 exclusive inputs in the Pune crash, in the double murder case. We are going to break it down one by one for our viewers in this broadcast exclusive. First, of course, being that sources are telling us that the corrupt doctor Tavre has told the investigators during questioning that he will not keep quiet, saying, "Main chup nahi baithunga." He said, and he threatened to take the names of all those who are involved in the cover-up conspiracy for the VVIP brat. Let's go across to Rakesh, who has been getting us a lot of these informations as well. Sources telling us that the doctor has now said that he will be revealing the details of all those, many more as well, who are involved in this, Rakesh.
Yes, in fact, we all know that earlier sources told us that there was one Neta who made a call and who recommended that he should help the accused family in this matter, and that is when he agreed to somewhere manipulate the sample in exchange of the monetary benefit. So who is this Neta is, as the police suspected that this could be an MLA rank, some Neta. So who is this MLA? Earlier we've seen that Mr. Tinga had visited the police station and tried to influence the investigating officers. So now he's threatening, or in a way he's saying that he's ready to divulge all the names. Somewhere he's giving the hint to his masterminds that either they protect him, otherwise they will be in trouble. So this is a clear message he wanted to relay outside the custody to his masterminds, who are not in touch with the police right now. They are said to be untraceable, out of reach. They have gone underground, and this is a clear cut message to his masterminds. It will be evident to see whether now the masterminds would come forward and put some clarification, or whether the doctor will reveal the name, and then this investigation will go to the very next level.
Absolutely. And this is a Times Now exclusive. The juvenile board member who authored the ridiculous essay bail order is now also under the scanner. His role is under investigation, and he could be called in for questioning as well. Sources also telling Times Now that the Pune police are likely to question the suspended police over the pizza burger angle as well. Thank you for joining us. We're slipping into a short break here. We'll be right back. To stay with us.